Hello friends, today I am going to discuss the short story The Romance of a Busy Broker. The Romance of a Busy Broker, it is written by O. Henry. There are two videos of these short stories. In the first video, I would like to discuss about the writer O. Henry and about the short story in short. And in the second video, I would like to narrate the short story The Romance of a Busy Broker. Now let us discuss about the author O. Henry. O. Henry was born in the year 1862 and he died in 1910. He was also called, actually, his name was William Sidney Porter. He was born in the year 1862 in North Carolina. In the year 1902, he had moved to Texas in New York City. He was known for his short stories, most prolific short story writer. Why prolific? Because he wrote 600 short stories. Prolific in the sense creative writer. He was the most creative writer. He wrote 600 short stories. Out of 600 short stories, 381 short stories were written for the New York World Sunday magazines. O. Henry began to write at the age of 20 when he was serving a year 5 term in prison on false charges. Uh, there were false charges against O. Henry, so he was in prison for 5 year term. And during that 5 year term, he started to write the short stories, and he started to write the short stories at the age of 20 during the prison. If we see the concern of his short stories, the major concern of his short stories was the life of the ordinary people in New York. Means he narrated in what way the people in New York they lived a very simple life, the ordinary life. That was the major concern of his short story. His short stories that are popular for their remarkable narrative techniques and surprising endings. Means if we see why his short stories become popular, that way became popular because of the remarkable narrative technique and surprise ending. And when we see the present story, The Romance of a Busy Broker, this story has also a bit of surprise ending. After reading the short story, at the end of the short story, we will come to know that in what way it has a surprise ending. Now let us discuss about the title of the story, The Romance of a Busy Broker. When we think about the word the romance, busy, broker, at that time, after reading the title, it comes to know that we come to know that the title is so suggestive that it will be in our mind that it will be about love and what a busy broker. In this, we can say that the title is so suggestive. Now let us discuss about the short story, The Romance of a Busy Broker. The story is about Harvey Maxwell, who is an extremely busy broker in the city of New York. Maxwell was an extremely busy broker in the city of that New York, and the complete story revolves around him. So the world of finance and brokering keeps Maxwell so busy that Maxwell has no time for his personal life. What we can see here, the world of finance and brokering keeps him so busy that he has no time for his personal life. Maxwell has become so absent minded that even he forgets the fact that he was married to his secretary, Miss Leslie, just the previous evening. We know that there are many persons in the life, in the world, that they seem quite busy in their work, and sometimes, many times, they become absent minded. That is the same thing happened with the Henry Maxwell. But here, the writer uh, used that is humorous style for writing, for narrating the short story here. Here he wants to tell us that the Maxwell has become so absent-minded that even he forgets the fact that he was married to his secretary Miss Leslie just the previous evening. Then Maxwell makes a proposal to the same lady again. Means for the second time that he makes a proposal to the same lady. What was the proposal? Will you be my wife? Will you be my wife? That was the proposal that was made by Maxwell to the same lady, that is Leslie. So here that lady has to remind him and gently. In what way she has to remind him gently? Don't you remember Harvey? Don't you remember Harvey? We were married last evening at 8 o'clock. We were married last evening at 8 o'clock in the little church around the corner. Here, the issues which is raised by the writer is about the relationship of two different people. There is a worker and his wife who loves him. That is the issues raised by the writer. What is the issue? It is about the relationship. Whose relationship? Relationship of the two different people. Which are the two different people? There is a worker and his wife who loves him. If we see the story, that is the background of the story background that takes place in a busy town, that is New York. In this way, at the end, here we can conclude that this story happened. When this story happened in a day exactly in the morning. Early in the morning, that story happened, which this office seems always busy every day. We know that there are many offices when they open early in the morning that they seem busy every day. That is the same thing narrated by the writer regarding this office, which that story happened in a day exactly early in the morning, in which office all the people seem quite busy every day. Really, Romance of a Busy Broker is an extremely well-knit short story which reflects the romance, love, and forgetful nature of a busy broker, Maxwell. Here, the writer has given the message, which is very important to all the people throughout the world. That message is that people need to spend more time together, not only for work, because we can miss the important thing in our life. Means everyone should spend more time together. People that need to spend more time together, not for work, not only for work, because we can miss the important thing in our life. So everyone should pay that is time. They everyone should pay their attention toward their personal life. And nowadays, this is a topic actually takes place in our life. So this is the important message that is given by the narrator O. Henry. Now let us see the characters in the Romance of a Busy Broker. There are four characters in this short story. First character Henry Maxwell, who is a broker. He always seems busy in his work. Second character, Peacher. Peacher is a personal clerk who works in the office of Maxwell. Third character, Miss Leslie. Miss Leslie is Maxwell's secretary. And the last character, young girl, whose name is not mentioned, only she is mentioned as an interviewee. Interview, interview means the candidate who comes to face an interview. Here, she is called an interviewee who came in the office of Maxwell to face an interview. Thank you very much. In this way, we have discussed here, that is the first video in which we have seen about the O. Henry, the narrator of A Romance of a Busy Broker, and we have seen in short that we have discussed in short the story, that is the Romance of a Busy Broker. In the second video, in the second part, we will discuss, I will narrate the short story, that is the Romance of a Busy Broker.